Mr. Jordan, we're delighted that you are here. Anything you brought in writing will, without objection, be entered into the record. I now recognize the gentleman from Ohio, Mr. Jordan, for any remarks he wishes to make.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank you and the ranking member and your entire committee for being here. I think it's this sends a good signal to the American people that Congress is back doing their business. You know, we got all kinds of task force meeting, the White House, around the country in various states, but it seems to me the task force that is supposed to address big issues that confront our nation is the United States Congress. And so it's good to see the committee process back and functioning this evening. So I'm strongly opposed to this select committee, Mr. Chairman. There are currently, to pick up where the ranking member just was, 8 different oversight processes in place as we speak. First, as the ranking member mentioned, you got the oversight committee, who's got the broadest jurisdiction of any committee in Congress they can look at. In fact, this legislation, which we just got to read 15 minutes ago, actually creates the select committee within the jurisdiction of the oversight committee. So you have the oversight committee one. Second, as the ranking member also mentioned, you got the committees of jurisdiction, the various subcommittees who do oversight on those committees, the Ways and Means Committee, the Energy and Commerce Committee, the Small Business Committee, and of course the Financial Services Committee. Third, again, as the ranking member mentioned, the CARES Act itself creates a commission, an oversight commission. 2 of our colleagues have already been named to that, Congressman Shalala and Congressman Hill. Fourth, in the CARES Act, you have the Pandemic Response Accountability Committee within the councils of Inspector Generals. So a 4th oversight process currently in place. 5th, the Inspector Generals from the relevant agencies have jurisdiction here. We already know they're operating. Treasury Inspector General, Health and Human Services. In fact, the Health and Human Services has already released reports about the pandemic response effort that's out there. 6th, the CARES Act established a special Inspector General. 7th, $20 million was appropriated in the CARES Act to GAO for hiring auditors and experts to look at how the money's been spent. And finally, 8th, you have the FTC, the Department of Justice, who were already looking at potential. In fact, we got a briefing today from the FTC, the Judiciary Committee did. On fraud, they've already found people trying to fraudulently get access to taxpayer money that's designed to help families and small business owners. 8 different oversight processes in place as we speak, but the Democrats said, nope, that's not enough. That's not enough. We need a 9th. We need a 9th. Why? The first 8 aren't good enough. We need a 9th. And I think the answer is exactly what the ranking member said. The first 8 are designed to protect taxpayer dollars. The 9th is political. The first 8 are going to look out for the taxpayers. The 9th is going to look out for the Democrats' candidate for president, Joe Biden. Because who did the Speaker announce is going to be the chairman? The biggest supporter of the guy who won the nomination for Joe Biden in South Carolina, our colleague, Mr. Clyburn. That's what this is about. And it is, as the ranking member mentioned as well, this is just one more attempt by the Democrats to go after the president, one more chance for them to attack the president in an election year and put the biggest supporter of the Democrats' nominee as the chairman of this select committee when we already have 8 different oversight processes in place doing the work for the American taxpayer. But it's consistent with where the Democrats have been this entire Congress. Remember, their first big hearing was Michael Cohen. Then we had the whole Trump-Russia investigation. Then we had the Mueller investigation. Then we had the impeachment. And now here we go in an election year in the summer. We know what these hearings will look like this fall. Probably take place in this room. All the big hearings seem to do. Probably take place in this room. And they'll be calling in all kinds of people to go after the president. So I strongly oppose. I'm with the ranking member. I strongly oppose this legislation. Hope that it doesn't go to the floor tomorrow and hope that it doesn't pass. With that, Mr. Chairman, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to speak today, and I yield back.
I thank the gentleman. And the gentleman, mentioned the Inspector General as a way for us to keep an account of what's going on here. If I remember correctly, the President in his signing statement basically said he wasn't going to allow the Inspector General to report to Congress.